Hi there. In today's lesson, we're going to learn about the precious metal gold, which in Forex trading is known for the pair XAU-USD, the gold index versus the US dollar. Now, X is used for the initial for index, and AU is known as Aurum, as well as the number 79 on the periodic table of the elements. All right, enough about the Breaking Bad stuff. Gold metal is also known as an asset, as it's used in our daily lives for jewelry, necklaces, rings, and other products. Today, besides its precious value, it's also used in other products. Gold is known as a hedge against inflation, which is also called a safe haven asset. And you might have also heard about the California gold rush, which took place in 1848. Gold was found by James W. Marshall at Sutter's Mill in Coloma, California. And the news of gold brought approximately 300,000 people to California from the rest of the United States and abroad. And the sudden influx of gold to the money supply reinvigorated the American economy, and the sudden population increase allowed California to go very rapidly to statehood. But the gold rush had severe effects on Native Californians, as well as accelerating the Native American population's decline from disease, starvation, and eventually the California genocide. By the time it all ended, California had gone from a thinly populated ex-Mexican territory to a state. Now, this is the beautiful example of why people rush to gold when something happens in the market. Besides money that we store in banks, gold is stored in banks too. Gold can also provide financial cover during geopolitical and macroeconomic uncertainty. Gold metal. Gold is usually found embedded in quartz veins or placer stream gravel. It's mined in South Africa, the USA, Russia, Australia, and Canada. Gold occurs in different forms, like nuggets, which are grains or rocks, veins, alluvial deposits, and it's naturally alloyed with copper and palladium. Now, gold is used mostly in coinage, in arts and jewelry. But because gold has a high value and can be exchanged even for money in the past, many countries used slaves to discover gold. The hunt for gold. So I explained in the lesson of money that metal and paper money was the first money to be manufactured, but it's believed that gold was used before. The hunt for gold began in ancient times by the Phoenicians, the Egyptians, Indians, Hittites, and Chinese. 3,600 years before Christ, in fact, Egyptians used war prisoners and criminals, as well as slaves, to discover gold. In Lydia, the kingdom in western Turkey, the first mining of pure gold coins began around 560 years before Christ. Then, the Greeks also began to mine gold in the Mediterranean and Middle Eastern regions. Now, gold was used as money in ancient Greece, too. Romans started mining gold. The Romans began issuing a gold coin, which is called aureus, which is a word that refers to gold in Latin, which is aurum, and it focused on expanding technology and mining capabilities alongside. The Romans actually built water-based mining operations to discover gold, and slaves and prisoners were also used for underground mining. The fall of gold. In the past, gold was used as currency and placed the bartering system, which made trading easier. But with the rise of metal coins and paper money, gold wasn't used as a standard currency system anymore. Colonization and globalization in other parts of the world found new discoveries of gold. And since that happened, the supply of gold began to rise and gold started to flourish. So England and Germany in 1871 adopted the gold standard, and by the year 1900, other developed countries followed the same steps. Now, what this did is allowed countries to work well with each other and create a stable gold standard. But the situation changed when World War I started in 1914. During that time, the supply of money was directly tied to the supply of gold, and many countries temporarily suspended the gold standard to print money and focus more on the military budget. That led to hyperinflation of money, and after the First World War, the world was hit by a Great Depression in the stock market, and it crashed. The recovery of gold. As I explained, gold has fallen because of wars and other factors, but it's also really important to note that gold recovered its value at the end of the First World War. The confidence in banks and paper money shifted gold, and it increased the price of gold. Many countries raised interest rates to entice people to keep deposits instead of converting currencies into gold. What that did is it led to the suspension or abounding of the gold standard in the 1930s. In 1972, the United States Congress authorized bimetallic, which is gold and silver, as the standard for the nation's newly minted currency. The value of gold during that time was put at $19.30 per ounce. After that, gold demand increased because it could be used in jewelry products, but also as a store of value. Since then, gold's price has risen over and over, and in 2020, gold reached its highest price at $2,067. Thanks for watching. In the next lesson, we're going to learn about banking.